All right, now we're streaming and now I can see what's going on. Okay, here we are. Hi, Roy. Good morning.
Hi, Josie.
Okay, let's try to get. This is not. Well, okay, ready? Dot has a desk. Let's read. Dot, can you read? Here, read. I want to hear it.
Dot has a desk. Dot sits at his desk. Dot sits at his desk and writes. Dot writes Dot with his pen on his paper at his desk. Dot dots his paper.
Oh my goodness, that is just. Okay, that's great and phenomenal. Um, my Discord subscription ends in a few days, so we're gonna go back to normal quality. Now where are we? We're over here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, Roy's been busy. Roy has been busy. Look at that. Look at all that green. How long did it take you to do that?
Mm, about an hour.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's some good dedicated work. Here we are. I'm gonna make this bigger so people can see. Okay. Control S. Save. Always save your work. Okay. All right. All right. Furniture, as in like a couch or a chair or a table.
Mm, tables.
Okay. Um, furniture is uncountable. And so is information. Um, okay. Carrying furniture. There we go. That's great. Now, multiple. It's pieces of furniture comes in pieces. Okay. My home finished. In fact, you know what? I need to change our stream so you can see just the screen. There we go. That's you. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, so my home finished the decoration. Okay, finished. Okay, so you've been decorating. What is this? A new home? You moved to a new home. You're decorating interior decorating.
Mm, actually, it's my old home, but it's decorate, so it's like a new one.
Okay. Did you paint? I'll probably read about this. Did you paint anything?
Yeah.
Mm, okay. All right. Okay. Did you do any remodeling?
Yeah, there's many things that is remodeled.
Okay. Okay. So you've been remaking. Your family has been remaking your home.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a secret. But you know what? This is time for exercise tip. You ready? I have my blended blueberry drink. It's very simple. In fact, here's what I'm gonna. I need to find this out. I buy. This is what it's called. It's called Naked Nutrition. There we are. And they have, and it's just very simple. Okay, I don't need this. Um, they have an isolate, which is good. I'm not seeing it. Hold on. I need protein. What is it? It's something. There it is. Casein. I and I let's see how to pronounce it.
Casein.
Casein. There we are. And it's from milk. It's not just whey protein. Now, why is this one black? Because I had. Oh no, it is black. That's just the color of it. It's black. Um. Yeah, there it is. It's from milk, but it's not. It's not as whey. Whey is I don't know. It can make your nose stuffy. It's got cheese, milk, garbage in it. It's got normal lactate. This is more pure. Anyhow, if you do, you can do pea protein, and you can do peanut. If you mix berries with these, then maybe it will taste like poo poo. Yeah. It's really nasty. But if you mix your berries with milk and you could use whey, but casein is going to be better. All right, read these. Let's read these. Here, read. Down, yeah.
Casein,
Yep. Good.
whey,
Mm-hmm.
pea protein,
Yep.
peanut powder.
Right. Now, one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take my energy drink. I'm going to put it into and that is a really good drink. And I'm going to swirl it around, of course. If I had my chopsticks with me, I would stir it, but you should probably stir it. Not before you blend it. Not before you blend it. All right. Yeah, that's a lesson for the day. Casein. Um, and it's yeah, it's I like it. It's really good stuff. You mix it with the milk. Okay. All right. Not decorate. Here's what we want to say. Decoration. We're not going to say the. We're going to say decorating. Um, how many days were you decorating?
Oh, 10 months.
10 months. Oh, we gotta say that. We gotta start with that. After let's say actually it's been 10 months. Let's just start with that. Wait, 10 months of what? What do you mean 10 months? Hold on, I need to read more. Okay, that you want to make people do that. Okay, that's part of being a good writer. Let's say finally finished, because now we've got this 10. We're measuring in months. and the finishing is measured in days. So we're going to say finally. My home finally finished Now, don't do more than that. It's been 10 months. After nearly a year of that, don't do that. Don't talk too long. Don't don't inflate. Don't inflate the number of my home. Here's the trouble I'm having with this sentence. A home doesn't decorate. People decorate a home, but the home doesn't do the decorating. Um, but that's not how you started. You started with my home finished the decoration. Well, your home finished. This is the trouble. The home doesn't do it. Um, would you say there's more remodeling or there's more interior decorating?
I think it's more remodeling.
Okay. Um, how long were you decorating with furniture?
Decorate with the furniture. Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. It's been 10 months. I kind of like the idea of saying that your home finished remodeling. Let's do this. My home finally finished remodeling Okay. And the decorating, there we go. Okay. There's a lot of number. The thing is this, we don't need to give all the information, but we want to give enough that people can follow what's happening. It's been 10 months. My home finally finished remodeling. And this is kind of an interesting way of doing it, that the home is doing the remodeling. It's the home that finished. That's interesting. It's not normal and it's not wrong either. So I kind of like that. Normally we would say we finished our home. This is normally how we'd say it. People do the remodeling. You remodel the home. Your home is the object of the verb remodel, not the subject. But I kind of like this. It's kind of a nifty idea. Why not? There isn't. But I need to tell you, as your English teacher, it's not normal. That's all you just need to know. It's not normal. In 10 months, my home finally finished remodeling, and the decorating finished these last few days. Okay, let's stop there. New sentence. I finally have my own bedroom. Let's put an exclamation there. We don't do those a lot, so one goes a long way. Exclamation marks are only as exciting as you don't use them. If you use them all the time, then they're boring. If you never used one, if you have one exclamation mark in your entire book, it's going to be very powerful. You mean moved here? Move is banja. Where were you living?
Mm, I was living in a flat.
Mm. Were you in the flat for 10 months?
Yeah.
It's been 10 months living in a flat. Wow. I wonder if we can say that. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to think about how I would say all this. Because you don't want to have 10 months, 2 weeks, a few days, 1 year. You don't want to have too many time numbers because it's confusing and it doesn't move the story. It's been 10 months. How about this? Ready? I've spent 10 months living in a flat. My home finally refinished modeling. And we oh okay, how about this? While it won't matter this way. That was fun, but we need this one. While my home. Here's what you really want. Finish. This was fun. We did it. It was fun. We looked at it. Went through serious remodeling. Okay, let's move this up here. I finally have my own bedroom. We did the not you had other people helping you decorate, but your family did everything the last few days. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so for 2 weeks, other people are helping you move in stuff, your things, your bed, the curtains. But the last 2 days, you did it yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Um, while we're talking about this, I want to say something. This is blueberry. This is peach. The flavors that you mix don't really matter. As long as you got berry here and something over there, it'll all be different versions of amazing. Because it's all going to be good. There are magical flavors every once in a while. You find something that's really delicious, but for the most part, different fruit is just different flavors of amazing. Now, I want to look at the. I spent 10 months living in a flat while my home went. Not finally. We have finally over here, and it's not finally. Your home went through remodeling over 10 months. It's not 10 months finally. That doesn't make sense. I've spent 10 months living in a flat while my home went through serious remodeling. I finally have my own bedroom. Okay, you see how this works? This big long sentence that talks about everything, and then a short sentence here to explain it. Okay, so like this is really the punchline here. I have my own room. Okay, so it's like you can get lost. There's a lot of information, and most people will not remember every single part of this information. There's a lot there. You're in a flat. It's 10 months. Your home's remodeling. It's quite serious. It's not easy remodeling. There's a lot in here. It's a very, very diverse and rich sentence. But I finally have my own bedroom. That's simple and easy. So you go, okay, a lot of and I don't remember it all yet, but I have my own room. Okay, so this, right, and you know what? This right here is your own sentence. And that's your thinking, and this is your logic. This is your logic. So that's, again, you and your cousin have very fun thought flow. The way you think of your ideas is really fun. Plus, you live in a flat while your home is being remodeled. That is complicated. That's not fun. It's not easy. Just like this sentence. Okay, it's complicated, it's not fun, and it's not easy. Okay, so we've made people feel in one sentence how you felt the last 10 months. Okay, it's only for one sentence instead of 10 months. I'll bet you'd take the sentence over the 10 months anytime. Of course, I could make that a play on words and say that is quite a sentence. We finished the decorating, and we're no longer even together. Some of this is my order. I've been changing this so much. We finished the decorating these past few days. Well, you could say last or past. I'll keep your word last. I want to preserve your idea as much as possible. And that's good. Okay, I'm going to leave out the part about, I'm feeling I move here. Okay, we've got the last few days, there's a lot of last few days here. Okay, I kind of want to get emotional. Okay, my family and I'm going to say this. Watch this. Here we go. Did the last part. Okay, we're using last here. I don't want people to get lost, so I'm going to make this past. I am a card-carrying member of this Never Say the Same Word Twice in a Paragraph cult. If you want to sign up, then we'll join our three-dimensional triangle, and I'll have lots of money, and you'll have no friends. Okay, that's an old joke. Okay, so I finally have my own bedroom. We finished the decorating ourselves these past few days. You know what? Okay, I'm going to try to put this in here. It took 2 weeks to move back in. My family and I Did you call moving workers every day?
No.
My family and I'm going to retype this, okay? I'm not going to delete it because it did the last part ourselves. I'm going to take that. put this right here at the end. My family and I got tired of hired Hold on. I gotta ask Google a question here. Did you seriously search for Google? Okay. What do we call They're called movers. Good job. Okay. The moving crew. That's it. The moving crew. Yeah, that's right. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like. You could you could like have some video of your family moving, and then you could like play the song "I Like to Move It" to the background, and like like make a little video for like 30 seconds. Like just like you could do that. Okay, my family got tired of the moving crew. Good job. And did the last part ourselves. It took 2 weeks to move back in. My family got tired of the moving crew and did the last part ourselves. We only finished the decorating. We finished. See, there's a lot of ourselves here. See, again, and it's we finished the decorating. Well, it's not the we really should say decorating. We finished decorating these past few we only it's like just now, like gang. So you only did this, he just did that. He only did that, he just did that. Just do this. No, nothing else. Just can mean gang, or it can mean only. So you can say just finished decorating. We only finished decorating. That works just the same. Only the same. It took 2 weeks to move back in. My family got tired of the moving crew and did the last part ourselves. Okay, let's go to a new paragraph. I'm tired. There were multiple pieces of furniture in our old home. Okay. In our old home. This is what you want to do. Well, wasn't your old home, right? It was a temporary home. It was a flat.
Yeah.
Okay, so the flat, you're gone. You're done with the flat. You don't own it anymore.
Yeah.
Did they buy one or rent one? The flat.
We rent one.
There were multiple pieces of furniture in our old home. Okay. Multiple means more than one. That's all that means. Oh. No, there were, ready? There were tons of furniture. Well, what? No, it's furniture. There was. There was tons of furniture. Ready? In our, so you want to say, our old home, although it's a flat. There you go. In our temporary flat. There was tons of furniture. Some, again, it's furniture, it's uncountable. Some was heavy and difficult to carry. Well, can you tell me more about it? Like, was it problematic? Difficult doesn't give me a picture. What do you mean difficult?
It's hard to carry it.
Well, yeah. Do you have to carry it upside down? Do you have to take it apart? Or does it take 3 people to move it? Or 5?
Sometimes needs three.
Okay, so, all right, now listen. What I'm going to give you now is a classic, typical, normal English writing lesson, a writing tip, okay? So we don't say it's heavy and difficult to carry. We don't say that. We say some took 3 people. Okay, now does that, you with me? Does this, you under, okay? English talks with a picture. If it takes 3 people, then of course it's heavy and of course it's difficult. Now we could go on to say, now if it's not heavy, we could do this. It wasn't heavy, just enormous. You know, you could say something like that hereafter if you want to, but that's not true. That's not what we're doing, but that's how you do that, okay? But of course, it mostly, for now though, without that, it's probably heavy. It needs 3 people. Okay, so you're showing them in their mind 3 people carrying one thing. Now people have a picture. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? This is writing. You paint the picture. Paint the picture. English talks with the picture, right? Okay. All right. Let's see. All the members. How about everyone in? Oh. Our whole family was worn out. Of course, you're carrying furniture because you had to carry furniture. So we don't need that. Let's just say our whole family was worn out. Again, big, long, complicated, finally done. This has been a pattern. Got tired of the moving crew and did the last part. So now you had contracted them and their time ended, or you contracted them for 2 weeks and in the last 2 days you said, no, stop. I don't like you. I don't want to see you anymore. Cancel. You shall go home. I'll do it myself. Is that what, how did that happen when you finished the moving crew and did it yourself?
We just keep moving it until it's done.
So the moving crew was hired 2 weeks. Their time was
Yeah.
finished. You had more work to do, so you just did the last part yourselves because the moving crew's scheduled time was finished. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. So how do we say that? My family. It's not like you got tired of the moving crew. Tired is my word. But you've got worn out right there, so we don't need tired. Okay, the moving crew work, and we did the last part ourselves. There we go. We only finished decorating these past few days. It took 2 weeks to move back in. The moving crew did most of the work, and we did the last part ourselves. Oh, but we had to do. There you go. The moving crew did most of it, but we had to do the last part ourselves. There was tons of furniture in our temporary flat. Some took 3 people to carry. I want to do this. I'm going to do a semicolon. 2 sentences right together. We don't need and there. It's too. The and is confusing. It's too much. Just let's have a good fat pause. Again, this is a sentence. This is a sentence. No and, no conjunction, just a semicolon. Now you can join them together. If you don't do that, you have to do this. You can do that to join, because this is a full sentence. And this is a full sentence. You're not allowed to do this. You have to do this, or you have to do this. Or you could do but. You could do, you could do so, all depending. But I want to do this. And it's too much to think about. Our whole family is worn out. With the coming of the bedroom, I get, okay, ready? With my own bedroom, I get a quieter. Now you've got a lot of comparatives here. Quieter, bigger. Oh, you ready for this? Okay, here's the problem. Comparative adjectives are difficult because they can make you tired. If you need to compare something, do it. Okay? But you're just describing the study space. Are you ready for this? Watch this. See that? Now watch this. Rather than quiet or bigger, how about just quiet big? With my own bedroom, I get a quiet big study space. Did you see that? Did you see what we did there? All right. And that's the thing. With the coming of my own bedroom is how you put it. With the coming of my own bedroom. Here's the thing. The preposition with implies that it's coming because it comes with. So I get, with my bedroom, I get. So with my bedroom means with my bedroom coming, or just with it together. It doesn't matter. It works for all of it. With my own bedroom, I get a quiet big. Now this is a list. This is 1, 2. This is how we do multiple modifiers for a noun. Space is a noun, but this is more of a descriptor. This is a modifier noun. Study. You could do purple space. You could do coffee space. This is study space. This is not an adjective. It's a noun used like an adjective to tell you about the space, and it's like it's one word, like coffee cup. These are your descriptors. You're telling me about the study space. It's quiet. It's big. When we put adjectives to describe something together in a list, you must separate them with commas. You do not need and. Big, fat, long, hairy, ugly, purple rug. Okay? Those all need commas. Big, fat, hairy, long, purple rug. Okay? You get that? Here you've got only two. You follow me? Understand? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an adjective comma. You've got multiple adjectives. It's a serial adjective comma. Okay, maybe my study efficiency will get better. You know the other word for get better? Improve. Or, well, improve almost sounds like there was a problem. Maybe, maybe not. Ooh, efficiency increases. That's it. Efficiency will increase. Maybe my study efficiency will increase. Of course, it's because of this room. It's not because of the moving crew. The other advantage is that I can use my computer at night. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, now what? You can't use your computer at night before?
No, it's I have to use it carefully because I was slept with I I slept with my brother before.
Okay. So you say carefully, you mean quiet?
Yeah.
And then maybe the light from the computer would be a light in the room and keep him awake?
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Um um all right. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Cuz I'd rather talk about your brother. Okay. With my own bedroom, I get a quiet big study space. Maybe my study efficiency will increase. Another advantage. Well, okay, what's more important? What's the bigger one? The big quiet study space, it's quiet for you, or you don't have to be quiet when you use your computer. Which one's bigger for you?
Mm, I think it is quite big study space.
Okay. Okay, some searching for information, talking online. Okay, how much of this is homework and how much of this is you learning something outside school?
80% is the school's homework.
Okay, okay, hold on a second. Searching information is for school homework?
No,
What about talking? Are you talking with friends or are you working with classmates on homework?
um, talking to my friends.
Okay. Um you use your computer to chat with friends, huh? How many of your friends use a computer and not a phone?
I don't know.
Okay, what are you using? Line, Facebook, Instagram?
Mm, Actually, Instagram.
So you're talking with them, you're chatting with them on your computer using Instagram.
Yes.
That's something. Okay, nice. Nice. Most Instagram messages are just on the phone. Nice. Okay, another advantage is that I can use my computer at night. Okay. How do we say this? I'm trying to think. Um, Another advantage is okay. Ready? Here we go. Beyond that. There. So this is already big. It's great, but now it's a little farther. I can use my computer at night without waking my brother. Now, we want to add more information here. Searching information sounds strange. You're not searching for homework information, right? I mean, do you search to do homework information, or are you teaching yourself something? Are you learning music?
No, I usually ask some questions to AI tools.
Ah, so it's not really searching. It's AI chat. Is that right?
Yes?
Okay. Okay. Because this is a lot. This is a lot of sometimes blah 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 blah. Sometimes this is so long. So here's, of course, it's online. It's your computer. So here's what we've got. We have a lot of redundancy here. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna clean this up. Online, of course. Sometimes. Of course, you search for information. Now, you're not really searching. You're chatting with AI. Okay, 4. We've got 2 of those. Okay, so I just cut out all the redundancies. Okay, chatting with AI, talking with friends, right? Chatting
Yes.
online, chatting with AI and friends. Okay, now did you see what I did there? You type the sentence out first. Beyond that, I could chatting with AI and friends. What time do you really go to bed? 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
About 12.
AI and friends. See, now we're getting more of a picture. Okay. Just got a whole lot easier. There we go. Chatting with AI and friends until midnight just got a whole lot easier. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, just got a whole lot easier. You don't need to say a whole lot. You can say just got easier, but we're going to add more words because it's more serious. Now, these are fluff words. It's fluff. It doesn't really mean anything. So it won't confuse people. Okay? When you add a whole lot, a whole great big enormous giant wow, big, they don't, these words don't bring much meaning. Spend 10 months living flat while home went through. This is not fluff. These words here are loaded with meaning. There's a lot of meaning in this. There is not much meaning here. It just means much. Okay? So we say it's fluff. It's like a pillow. It's like a big pillow. It's fluff. So we can add those words. Again, though, see, here's the thing. This fits your pattern. All these complicated problems, and I get my own bedroom. And the moving is that we're tired. Okay? With my bedroom, a quiet study space. Maybe it'll increase. So this is a fact. This is a reflection. Here's a fact. This is a celebration. Complicated facts. It took 2 weeks. A moving crew. We did the last part. Narrative. Lots of furniture. Okay. We're tired. There's the result. Okay. More fact. Pondering, thinking, reflecting. I'm thinking about it. It's a very good rhythm of writing that you have. Okay. This and then that. This and then that. You with me? You following this? Okay.
Yes.
Beyond that, now and you said, in addition to, you had a very good introduction. It was good. I just changed it. But what did you say? In addition to, the other advantage is, okay, so it's a secondary thing. Beyond, that's a good word. Again, picture. Another advantage, that's literal. Beyond, that's a picture. This is here, and we'll go beyond, okay? More pictures. English talks in pictures. That's one of the rules. Where's my 12 rules of English? Where are my 12 rules of English? That's one of my favorites. 12 rules of English. That's not what we don't want grammar charts. 12 rules of English, right there. Oh. We don't need it. We already have it. 12 rules of English. Ready? English talks in pictures, number 3. Lots of figures of speech, lots of geometry. See? Here and then beyond. It's space. Noun cases are part of that. Noun cases are part of it. Okay, keep saving. Okay. All right, beyond that, I can use my computer at night without waking my brother. That was the issue. You didn't say that, but that's what you're thinking, right? It's why I asked.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Because I want to get a picture of what's going on. Why are you saying this? Why are you telling me that? Well, because it is. Oh, well, let's say that. We can do that. And again, Roy, this is a normal problem. This is every writer's problem. You write this because you're thinking that. Well, don't write this. Just say that. Just say it. Oh, yeah. Everybody does that. I do that. You never stop doing that. You write for other people to understand. So write and then have someone else read it and see if they understand. See what they understand. Okay? I mean, this is the thing. Winston Churchill. Do you know him? He was the Prime Minister of Great Britain in World War II. Every morning, he would sit in bed. He had breakfast in bed. He had his pajamas. He had breakfast in bed. And a young lady, she's a secretary. She could type. She would come into his bedroom and sit at a desk. It is a big bedroom. He's prime minister. It was a big bedroom. She had a desk, and he would sit in bed, maybe walk around the room, and he would write. And she would type his words at the typewriter. And he would talk with her to find the right words. What are the right words? How do we say this? And all of his words were a speech. He would take 1 hour to write a speech for 1 minute. And he would write out the words, and he would go back and change them and read them and change them again and read them again and change them again and read them and change them again. And he would spend 1 hour working on this for just 1 minute of actual talking. And much of it he did in his bedroom in the morning. His bedroom was like an office. Okay? It's working space. And he was in his pajamas. Maybe he could think better. This is the thing. People who write, they have to do weird things in order to think. It's called writer's block. And so maybe that's how he overcame writer's block. Stay in his pajamas and talk in his bedroom with the office workers, you know. But he would, much of his writing time, he was talking with the lady typing. And he would hear just a little talking with her would help him think about his own ideas. That was Winston Churchill. And he gave many speeches, and he was very, very good with words. He would suddenly say something at the last minute. The last minute, he would say something very funny with very special words. I want to find this out. Winston Churchill. Let's go ask this. Who did Winston Churchill call ugly? Here it comes. It was a lady, the famous Bessie Braddock. Bessie Braddock was a member of Parliament. Here it is, right there. See this? Bessie Braddock was a member of Parliament. Oh, here we are. Origin. Okay, maybe he got it from a movie. You're crazy. But in the morning I'll be sober and you'll be crazy for the rest of your life. Common misattribution. The insult is frequently... Oh, we don't need to worry about that. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here's the conversation, but here's the part. Okay, the House of Commons. He was leaving the House of Commons. Okay, now one more thing. This is the House of Commons. It's like 立法院, 英国的立法院. You have a House of Lords and a House of Commons. This is where the Prime Minister talks. And what he does, he comes up here and he talks, and the people over here and the people over there will shout at each other. See, these guys are fighting against these guys. You have Yonge, you have, you have the Labour Party, and maybe it's the Tories. I forget what it is. And so, and you know where they are? It's right in here with Big Ben. That's where they are. Okay, they're in here. This is the House of Lords. It's a different room. It's red. And I think the king will come in here. This is, in fact, British Parliament. If you look at House of Lords, right up here, this is like the king's couch. See, that's where the king will sit. But the king, most of the time, the king is not there. Most of the time, the king is not there. But the king's scepter will sit back there. And without the scepter, they can't meet. So this is the House of Lords. And so someone will sit here and run the meeting, and behind him is the House of Lords, Kings. I think it's ER. Okay, right here. There he is. He's sitting there running the meeting, and behind him is the king's scepter right there. That sits behind him. If that is not there, then they cannot meet. That's the king's permission to work. See, here it is. See, he comes in carrying the king's scepter to prove. See, there's the king. The king. So sometimes the king will sit here in government, but he's not always there. So when he's not there, he will lay down his scepter, and then they can continue to meet. If that makes any sense, without the king. Okay. All right, so that's British Parliament. Well, this is the House of Commons. It's more government. It's more 立法院. So, and then so Winston Churchill would come up here. He would spend the morning writing a speech. All morning from 8:30 until 1 p.m. He would write. And then he would come in here, or he'd go someplace else, and he would read what he wrote. He'd spend maybe 5 hours writing, and then his speech was maybe 5 minutes long. And that's what he did. That's what Winston Churchill did. So he's leaving the House of Commons. So he's in here, and these people constantly shout. You can go watch House of Commons on YouTube, and it's funny. Americans watch this, and they don't know what they're watching. Because while he is talking, these people are shouting back and forth. They are not quiet. While he's talking, they can also talk. So they shout back and forth while he's talking. And so so he's talking, and this other lady doesn't like him. Bessie Braddock. She was one of the people there. She is ugly. I'm sorry. Bessie Braddock is ugly, especially with that thing on her head. My goodness. I don't want to fight with her. Okay. Oh dear, look at that. And so she was very angry at Winston after one of those, and she gets angry, and so she says, "Winston, you are drunk, and what's more, you are disgustingly drunk." And he says, Bessie, my dear, you are ugly, and what's more, you are disgusting." See, this is what she said. And he takes it, and he turns it right around to say that she's ugly. Okay, and then he says, "But tomorrow I will be sober, and you will still be disgustingly ugly." Okay, so she says this to him like the prime minister. This is like Dong Tong. Okay, this is a big, okay. And he says that right back like that. So he did this all the time. Uh, okay, so she said, "Maybe it's a blessing in disguise." He says, "Well, then it is a very well disguised blessing," which means, do you know about? Do you know this term, a blessing in disguise? Do you know about this? Well,
Yeah.
he says, "Well, then it's very well disguised. It's a well disguised blessing. It means I don't see any blessing at all." Okay, all right. He, um, Winston had. Winston was very quick with his words because he spent so much time editing his words. Okay? And when he was editing his words, he was doing this with one other person in the room most of the time. Okay? Winston Churchill is the ideal editor, editing his own work with somebody else. Most of the time, not always. Sometimes something would happen. He would ask for a room by himself. "I need a room by myself." And he would take 30 minutes to write a speech, and he would write it himself. And he could do that, but most of the time he was doing it with someone else. And when he edited by himself, it was very, very good. All right. So what we're doing, Winston Churchill is considered one of the best speakers of all time. And it's just because he did this so much. And he never stopped. To the end of his life, he was still editing his own speeches. He never stopped. This right here. This right here. He never stopped. You never stop doing this and getting better. This right here is the end of English lessons. And they never stop. It doesn't get more difficult than this. This is the most advanced English work right here. This This is the most advanced exercise for learning English. You write something and you edit it to make it better. And you write it and you edit it to make it better. That's advanced English lessons. And that never changes. Maybe it's bigger and longer, but that's what it is. And we know that from Winston Churchill, and that's university. That's graduate, that's postdoc. That's writing books, that's writing articles. It's a skill. There was tons of furniture when I reflect. With my bedroom, I get a quieter space. Just got a whole lot easier. There we go. I hope this new bedroom can take my study. Okay, well, all right, now hold on a second. We already talked about study efficiency. I hope that's okay. We can do that. We don't need this. You ready? We already said this. This new bedroom makes me get more efficient. You already said that. Watch this. I hope I can get good test scores. You and every other good Taiwanese student. You and every other high school student in Asia. Now, I've got a question. See, this is do you remember Uncle Roger? Remember Uncle Roger? Do you remember Uncle Roger? And he says, wait. I worry. This fried rice too healthy. You need MSG. Remember? The fried rice is too healthy. You need MSG. You need to get MSG. You need some MSG. You know MSG? You know?
Yeah.
He said, you need MSG. This fried rice too healthy. You need MSG. Uncle Roger, rice, egg, MSG. Okay, see, Uncle Roger, he'll eat. You got rice and eggs. He'll eat the MSG. He says, you need MSG. Uncle Roger, MSG. MSG. Uncle Roger, you need MSG. MSG. Why you no have MSG? You get MSG. You need MSG. See, he went to see Auntie Hershey. He went to her house. And he brought MSG. Okay, Uncle Roger. Cooking with Uncle Roger with MSG. Ah, okay. MSG. So he said, you have anything, you put MSG, it's very good. It's very good. Oh, very, very, very good. You have baby, you put MSG on baby. Very good baby. Good test scores. That's what he says. He says you have MS because he's Asian. Yeah, it's all right. You know, he's Asian, right? I think he lives in England or Malaysia or something. And that's one thing he said. You have a baby, you put MSG on the baby, and you'll have a very good baby because the baby will have very good test scores. Okay, this is the old Asian joke. Why, Roy? Why do Asian parents have babies?
Mm.
I got you. What are you gonna say? Oh no. What do I say to Jesse? How do I answer this crazy teacher? Right, you know, why? Now, here's your chance to tell a joke. You can be serious or you can tell a joke. Why do Asian parents have children? Why? Why do they want children?
Because they want to be famous with their children.
And mostly, how do their children make them famous?
Get a good score.
That's right. Asian parents have children, so the children can get a better test score than they had, and then they can be famous from their children's test score, right? Okay. So, there you have it right there. I hope I can get a good score on the National Senior High School entrance exam. This is the. Do you know, Roy, that this is the end of everything you write? Do you know that? Okay, now, are you doing this on purpose? Hey, Roy, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. Let's make this a little bit bigger here, so we can see. Roy, it's okay, man. All right. If you're gonna keep doing this at the end of every single one of your writings, let's make it signature. Let's let's make it bigger. Um, let's be. Wow, our time. We are way over our time. Be unabashed, shameless, running gag. Okay? Brazen, did I spell it right? Brazen. Okay? Well, there it is. Unabashed and brazen. Same thing. Okay? Bold. Unafraid. Yeah. If you're gonna do that, how can we make this a little more funny? Do you know there's a type of joke? What is this? Okay. All right. Um. All right. So, except okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So here we can do this, and that's why my test scores will go up. Okay. So you can you can end every story, every writing you can end like this, and that's why my test scores will go up. Okay, so you see what I mean? You've made this is the conclusion. All of this tells you why your test scores will go up. Now you can say it differently each time. Okay, we need to connect this. I hope I can get a good score on the national entrance exam. And this is your next test, so we want to keep that. So we need Shuoi. Do you understand that? We need Shuoi. Okay, that's what we're missing here. And that's the story. And that's the reason I expect Okay, there we go. Expect is like hope, but it's a little more certain. And that's the reason I expect a good test score on my net. Well, you say my, because it's your test. And that's the reason I expect a good score on my national entrance exam. Okay, all right. Now we've told all this to try to say that in the end. All right, now it works. Roy, I want you to read this, and then I'll read it for you, and you can record it and listen to it all week long.
I've spent 10 months living in
Wait,
a
hold on,
flat.
stop. I don't want to stop you much, but say that S. Months. English does this.
I've spent 10 months living in a flat while my home went through serious remodeling. I finally have my own bedroom. We only finished decorating these past few days. It took 2 weeks to move back in. The moving crew and did most of the work, but we,
You gotta get rid of that. Good.
the,
Just keep going.
the, the moving crew did most of the work, but we had to do the last part ourselves. There was tons of furniture from our temporary flat. Some took 30 people to carry. Our whole family was worn out. With my own bedroom, I get a quiet, big study space. Maybe my study efficiency will increase. Beyond that, I can use my computer at night without waking my brother. Chatting with AI and friends until midnight just got a whole lot easier. And that's the reason I expect a good score on my national senior high school entrance exam.
Roy, that's great. You don't have to do this all the time. Don't make it exactly the same. Change it up a little bit, okay? But don't be shy. Be ridiculous. But bring it back to the exam just like Uncle Roger. You have baby. You put MSG on baby. It'd be very, very good baby. Good test scores. Okay, it's like that is the thing test. Okay. Um. See, watch this. I want to show you this. In America, this, you see that? Okay. Okay. And it's true. It is. It is clinically proven to make a woman's blood pressure rise. Okay? All right. Now, that's America. In Taiwan. Okay? This. Okay? All right? Ooh, ooh. Oh, there you go. That. Ha! Oh, here. Okay. Here. Whoa. Okay, are we doing good? Are we doing good? Is is your blood pressure rising? Okay. Asian. Okay. All right. Okay, right. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, am I right? Okay, I'm right. I'm right. Okay, this is all right. Okay. So, but get this, it's marketing. You see all these pictures? There's research for this. Okay? People know this. And they do it so they can sell something. They want to sell something. Okay, it's a business. All right, here we go. I'm going to read. You ready to record?
No.
When you're ready, do you go like this? Like something. Give a hand signal. I've spent 10 months living in a flat while my home went through serious remodeling. I finally have my own bedroom. We only finished decorating these past few days. It took 2 weeks to move back in. The moving crew did most of the work, but we had to do the last part ourselves. There was tons of furniture in our temporary flat. Excuse me. I've messed this. I got to start over again. And part of me doesn't like this. I want to see if I decorating. We only finished here. You said the decorating. Interior decorating is what we want. The interior decorating. That's the. You originally used the in your word here. If we go look at that, last ourselves. The decoration. There's the. So we kept your the. It's still there, and I remember it because I paid attention. All right, I'm gonna start reading this over again. We got to start over again. I've spent 10 months living in a flat while my home went through serious remodeling. I finally have my own bedroom. We only finished the interior decorating these past few days. It took 2 weeks to move back in. The moving crew did most of the work, but we had to do the last part ourselves. There was tons of furniture from our temporary flat. Some took 3 people to carry. Our whole family was worn out. With my own bedroom, I get a quiet, big study space. Maybe my study efficiency will increase. Beyond that, I can use my computer at night without waking my brother. Chatting with AI and friends until midnight just got a whole lot easier. And that's the reason I expect a good score on my National Senior High School entrance exam. Okay, there you go. All right, this is great. Roy, this is great. This is great. I tell you what, editing your stuff is always fun. Apologies. We don't have time for computer today. We want to get to computer. We went long. I'm gonna see, but the thing is, I want to do a good job, man. I don't want to rush through the edit just so we can get to the computer class. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what we have in store for us next week. Roy, see you next week.
Goodbye, Jesse.